So basically, with all these riotings, the opposition party seems to want to politicize it. So recently we had Modi ji being, the vote of no confidence, and how they're always, speaking up against Modi ji. That seems to be the only thing that they do. Yet there's so many human rights violations happening, especially like against Hindus, Hindu women in particular, where they're quiet.
Yeah.
It's like radio silence.
Look, it's notice they're not just quiet about attacks on Hindus. They're also quiet on the actual macro issues. They blame everything on Hindus, but they don't blame it on the macro issues that have persisted till today, which is what? A completely corrupt and rogue judiciary that legislates unto itself, that assumes legislative power, that has concocted legal fiction over and above the constitutional mandate given to it. Uh, a police force that is we're thoroughly under policed. Our police is undertrained, and even the basic accountability mechanisms like body cams and things are not given. Why? To allow the police to remain corrupt. All right, because they suit a certain political agenda. Nobody wants to raise that. Okay, nobody wants to raise the fact that much of the feudalism that plagues India today is precisely because of your farm laws. It is because of your inadequate land reforms. We didn't have land reforms in this country, we had tenancy reforms. There's a big difference between tenancy reforms and land reforms, which, in India, in our love of elaborate language, sayest thou, beest thou, knowest thou, we forget about the actual things. We're more interested in form over function. So we call it land reforms when in fact it was the worst, most cynical kind of tenancy reforms humanly possible. So what do you do in situations like this? This is a corrupt elite trying to defend their corruption. It is them trying to explain away the fact that they have zero ground connect with the people of India, and they concoct stories about electoral fudging.
Yes. Well, talking about concocting stories, we've recently had NewsClick in the open now. We know that they were directed and funded by China. It's difficult, actually, because it's harder to control online press compared to, say, printed press. Do you think there are many others out there that are being funded? Obviously, we can't name them for legal reasons, but what do you reckon?
Hell yeah. There's something called, allegorically, assume it's something to do with money laundering. Uh, uh, this particular news outlet gets money from Omidyar, who we know has huge investments in China. And there are several other news outlets that get money directly from George Soros, who also has all kinds of duplicitous investments in all kinds of duplicitous places, but he also has an agenda. See, he's much more dangerous than Omidyar, because Omidyar is somebody I would describe as a sort of ideological prostitute. He'll go where the money is. Soros is a true believer. And I always fear the fanaticism of a neoconvert.
He's a true believer with a lot of money as well.
Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net.